What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we actually have to go over two big stories. The first one is the jobs report that just came out this morning. The second story is what is going on with the House speakership, specifically surrounding Republican Kevin McCarthy. Well, here's what I can tell you. Kevin McCarthy has seen his 11th vote fail. He's gone through this vote 11 times and has yet to be able to get the 218 votes needed to become the next House Speaker. Now, we will address that at the end of the video, but let's get to the jobs report. Here's what we know. Today, the jobs report came out, and it was expected we were going to see 203,000 jobs gained for the month of December. However, we came in hotter than expected. We came in at 223,000. The unemployment rate dropped from 3.7% down to 3.5%. We currently have 5.7 million unemployed people here in the United States, and for every open position, for every person on unemployment, we have 1.7 open positions. Now, remember when I told you that the Federal Reserve wants to see the unemployment rate go back up? Here's the reason why. The reason is because the biggest threat to inflation is jobs. And the reason for that is because somebody with a job has income, which means income creates the ability for them to spend. Now, this is why the Federal Reserve wants to see unemployment go back up just a little bit. Now, here's the other thing. Something very interesting came out of this report. We saw, leisure and hospitality. This wasn't shocking, but they gained jobs. Healthcare, again, their jobs rose as well. Social assistance, but the big shocker was construction. Okay, and I'll explain why in just a second. But one thing that this report noted is that the number of long-term unemployed people dropped by 146,000 people in the month of December, and it dropped to just 1.1 million people. Now, long-term unemployed, this is classified as somebody that has been jobless for 27 weeks or longer. So this is good news that it is coming down. The number was actually close to about 2 million people earlier this year. So again, this is good news that the long-term unemployed are finding work. And out of the 5.7 million unemployed people, long-term unemployed accounted for 18.5% of all people. So it is good news that long-term unemployed are coming back down. Now, here's where the big job gains came from. First, it was leisure and hospitality. This rose by 67,000 for the month of December. And this could actually be because the hospitals and clinics are requiring more leisure and hospitality. That one is for, like hotels. People are still traveling. Obviously, the month of December, people are traveling for Thanksgiving, Christmas as well. So, this makes sense that this was up. Entertainment is usually up around this time as well, because some people do have, especially when kids are at home, they go and do different things as well. As far as healthcare increased by 55,000. This right here is most likely due to COVID, RSV, the flu. It makes sense that healthcare would increase at this time. Construction rose by 28,000. However, the big one was specialty trade contractors. This increased by 17,000. Now, some are speculating that the reason why specialty trade contractors increased so much and construction is going up is because people are trying to finish their homes. People are trying to renovate, finish little projects so that they can eventually sell their home. So that makes sense. We also saw social assistance added 20,000 jobs for the month of December. Now, here's the big thing. Let's talk about wages. And I've addressed this before, that the Federal Reserve is worried that we are going to see wages continue to rise at a level faster than inflation. If we see wages increase faster than inflation, this could actually cause a wage price spiral. This would be devastating because then the Federal Reserve would most likely have to rug pull us, and we would dip into a recession immediately. All right. So in December, we saw the average hourly earnings increase by 0.3%. So it increased 9 cents per hour. This means it is now $32.82. And over the past 12 months, earnings have only increased by 4.6%. So that's good. That is actually pretty good, that even though we have a 7.1% inflation, we are only at 4.6% increase in our wages. So it still means that people that are working, technically you are actually getting less than inflation. So your income technically has gone down. As far as the average work week for all employees, this declined by 0.1 hours per week to just 34.3 hours per week. So even though wages are going up, hourly, your average work week actually went down by 0.1 hour. So essentially you're pretty much getting about the same. You're not really getting a huge increase. Now, here's one thing I just want to address. When it comes to the jobs report, the Federal Reserve is looking at this. The Federal Reserve understands that if we see more jobs, right, the problem with more jobs is that more jobs create more income creates more spending actually has an upward pressure on inflation. That's not what the Federal Reserve wants. This is why they're actually excited to see that people are working less. Okay, only by 0.1 hours, but they are working a little bit less. It is also going to be interesting over the next probably 3 months, 2 to 3 months, to see what happens with the jobs report. If we see additional increases, too many people are being hired, wages going up, this could be devastating for the American people, because we are likely to see the Federal Reserve really ramp up interest rates. And if they do, this would push us into that recession even harder. Now, I know some people are already going to say, we're in a recession. Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's still, according to the Biden administration, no, we're not. But at this point, we can still get into a deeper recession, right? It may not be a small little mild recession. It could be a deep recession, which would cause a lot of pain, not only in the markets, but for the American people as well. Now, here's the other thing. Let's talk about the House Speaker. What is going on with the speakership at this point? Well, Republican Kevin McCarthy, he has failed his votes so far 11 times. I believe this is he's creating history at this point, because we have not seen something like this in 150 years. I've never seen something like this. Obviously, I'm not 150 years old. I don't think anybody is. But at this time, he's not able to secure the votes needed to become the next speaker. He needs 218 votes. And he's fallen short on 11 of these times. Now, until a House Speaker is chosen, committees, they can't fully function. Legislation, we can't legislate, right, at all, because we don't have a speaker. We do not have a speaker, right? That's also causing a lot of issues for committees. Staff can't be paid very soon. All these representatives, they're actually called representatives elect because they cannot be sworn in. Without a speaker, these people cannot be sworn in. So we technically have 435 people that are all representatives elect. Yeah, crazy. But according to the reports this morning, we do have some good news. Republican Kevin McCarthy, he's been working all night to try to secure the votes. He may have done it. Okay, we're going to find out very soon. As of shooting this video, he's not done anything. There's going to be a vote at noon today. This is Eastern Standard Time, so 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So this will be about an hour after this video comes out. But we will see if there is going to be a deal. However, here's what we are hearing. That potential speaker, Kevin McCarthy, he's really weakened the speaker position or role. He's done this he's going to bring something back, which is going to allow any representative, any single representative, to call on the removal of the speaker. Then it would be voted on. This is something that hasn't been done before, or it hasn't been done under the reign of Nancy Pelosi. So he's agreed to this. He's also agreed to a provision that would expand the number of seats in the House Rules Committee. That's another one. Here's a big one. And this is one that I actually am excited to see. But he is also going to mandate a 72-hour minimum. Okay? There's going to be a 72-hour minimum requirement that representatives have the ability to review bills before they are voted on. So they will become public for 72 hours. Members can go read through the entire bill and decide whether they want to vote yes or no. This is something I'm excited on because over the past handful of years, we have, and it's not just the past 2 years either, it was even under the former administration with Trump in charge, but the issue was Nancy Pelosi would bring a bill to the floor and say, you got an hour, we're going to vote. Remember all those stimulus packages? Yeah, that's what happened. Remember the recent government funding bill? Yeah, it happened fairly quickly. So a lot of times representatives, they don't even get a chance to read the bills, but yet they have to vote yes or no. And then they decide, I'll just vote yes. I think the majority of the bill is good. My colleagues are voting for it. And then they find out, oh man, there was something buried deep into the bill that I totally don't agree on, but I already voted yes. So it's always been a problem. The other one, the reports are indicating that he would impose federal limits on the number of years a person could serve in the House or the Senate. We've actually been wanting to see this for quite some time. However, most don't want to do it. Well, rightfully so. Why would they want to impose a limit, which the majority of these people would be very much out because they're already exceeding that limit? So we're going to see what happens. But the good news is there is some forward movement. I don't know how much. I don't know if we're going to have a Speaker of the House later on today. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But I will keep you updated as far as what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.